Alright, so, gnomes. Fucking... First thing I noticed as I clicked on it was the absolutism, which is -20. Your gov reform, you picked this for the 10% re-election cost, which is fair enough, because it costs like fucking $1.5 trillion. Goddamn Republican tradition per click. But if you do this, you get to the 5 abso, but that only gets you to 5, and to be honest, probably not worth it. Unless, and the only way you're going to get absos is if you keep revoking these these privileges, which I assume just isn't in your best interests. Monopoly and Dame Star, that's a bad one.
He shouldn't be doing re-election cost if he's sortition.
Is he Sortition? He wasn't Sortition last time I checked. Ooh, he is now. Okay, fair enough. No, he should go the other one. You are right, Mr. Torsion. He still gets the free elected admin policy, but yeah, it's in here. He doesn't have any admin policies except this one, which he's gonna finish soon. He won't be taking quantity from what he said to me, so... Qual Maritime, so it's a Diplo 1 next, which means trade, which means... That's an admin policy. Yeah, one admin policy.
I don't think taking an absolutism reform is the right choice, just because the government type, republics, naturally have penalties to max absolutism.
Yeah.
If you scroll to his top tier.
Yeah, it's like negative fucking the trillion or something. -50, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get it for that 5 abso, and...
You still won't be able to get it up to 0.
No, he will. Didn't that say 25? This is 25 maximum absolutism, so this will get it to 5.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so we get it to 5, and then... But it's not really worth revoking, because... I mean,
I think absolutism's overrated.
It is overrated.
Especially with how powerful estates are.
The reason I'm doing it is because of one special mechanic that is something that I don't know how it works, to be honest. But you need high absolutism for it, so that's why I'm like revoking estates and shit. But, and especially, like, it'll give you 5 disc at max, but you'll never get max with -50 from technocracy. And you'll get admin efficiency, sure, but like, how much land are you going to be taking in this shit unless you go after Laurent, because your only claims that are left are on Laurent, whatever, are on Laurent. The small people, then down south, then further east, and then coast, and then fucking whatever and shit, and all the way to the dwarves, I think is the last one, where you make your high rock. Protect the Ruby Hold, yeah. So, like, unless you kill the rent, that admin efficiency really isn't going to be worth it, so yeah. You can get it for that +1 free admin power when you finish trade ideas, but... admin, it's just fucking, like, not really worth it half the time anyway. You shouldn't be using it on the majority of occasions, so... Yeah. Your eco is -16 at the moment. Why the fuck is it -16? Your forts, you can turn off your innerland forts unless you're scared of a Bjarnriki invasion, which currently the entire Bjarnriki fucking force is over on the Centaur border, so unless they figure something out with Centaurs, I wouldn't be too scared about them. But how the fuck are you gonna know that, to be honest? I just don't know why you're at negative right now, honestly. Is it because fleet? You're not even over on that. If you're not using your army, you can turn it down, but I guess you're having your army here just in case he tries to do a crossing. You've got your 30-30, which is kind of insane. But you haven't... And, like, your ideas won't really affect your land policy much more anyway, because I think the game will end by around the time we get to 26, just because of general interest, or because imperialism and nationalism just allowing people to fucking destroy other people's countries. So, I think your land power is about where it's going to be for the rest of the game, as it stands. I forgot what I was saying in regards to that, but yeah, especially seeing as you don't have quantity, so I wouldn't... If you're afraid of a Bjarnriki thing, I wouldn't be trying to stop an ALNR invention of Laurent. I'd be saying, I'd be more, like, invested in stopping a fucking Viking invasion of the North.
Have you seen the pips on his infantry, by the way?
I think, yeah, no, I played them back in the day. The cavalry are horrible. Infantry are, like, they're solid. They're...
He's 9 fire pips.
Yeah, that's insane.
His
They
leaders
actually
have 4
lose
fire
pips. They lose fire pips when they tech up. For
Bjarne
morale.
Loren, they all only have 4 fire pips right now.
Wait, do we?
Yep, 2 and 2. His infantry are just so overpowered.
Holy shit. Debug mode. Fair enough, But I mean, the thing about him is, like, okay, if I did attack him, because I'm like the only one for fucking border, so I'll use me as a hypothetical, I've got 500k manpower. He's got 90k. Sure, like, my units are worse, but even if he wins fights, he won't have manpower eventually, and then he'll start using mercs, and right now he's got a negative 20 income, so I don't see how viable mercs are going to be in the future unless he fixes his income, and for him to fix his income, he's going to have peace, and for him to have peace, it means Bjarnrik will have to not invade him, Aelenar will not have to invade the Rent, or he has to at least not aid the Rent in those Aelenar invasions. So he's kind of like stuck right now, unless he gets huge investments from other people. Please say you don't have any cav. Thank God. Okay. I could have just checked here. But yeah, no, your pips actually go down next. You get one more shock offensive pip and one more morale defense. But you don't have the men to allow for a morale victory, so I'd honestly say don't upgrade your infantry next tech. Keep this. Sure, it's defensive fire, it's same thing, but like, that means you're going to be losing less men. Meanwhile, if you switch to morale, there's a higher chance of you winning a morale fight from a hypothetical point, but you'll be losing more men, which you don't have. And you haven't spec'd into a mercenary build, so you don't even have really that going for you either. Which I can see is a gnome thing, because I think mercs still get these 30%, right? It's one thing I've never really touched on is mercs in all of EU4.
Yeah, they inherit the...
They still get the 30%? Alright, so, yeah. I think, in the future, a merc build for gnomes is probably the way to go.
Sorry.
Get the fuck out of here, Zale. Get the fuck.
You.
No,
Fuck you.
I'm muting you. Alright. So yeah, with that. What you need to do is you need to figure out is... Goddamn... How heavily invested are you going to be in this Aelenar front? How are you going to defend against a potential Bjarnricky thing? Especially, like... Which you don't have to worry about if they are defending here, but like, you fucking have no guarantee unless you talk to them. That's really your only concerns, to be honest. And you need to fix this eco. Like, hardcore fix this eco. Which, I'm assuming you just don't have buildings. You got a few, it's all this new Goved stuff that doesn't have it, so fair enough. You've got no manufactories. I see, says the blind man. Yeah, so... You need to find money somewhere. Maybe Laurent can give it to you, so we'll look at them next. Laurent is negative 83. Fuck me, cunt. The C word is banned on YouTube, but I'm small enough that they don't recognize it.
Mainly due to reinforcement costs.
Is this dumbass still speaking? No, he's muted. Mainly due to reinforcement costs? Yeah, probably. Yeah, 63. He's nearly drained his manpower. He's still got 50% professional, well, 42% professionalism to get. Do you know if he's been reinforcing armies properly or not? Torsion?
What do you mean?
Like, has he been doing multiplayer fights properly or no?
He's... no.
No, okay. So, Mordred, quick rundown because I'm about 2 bottles into wine and, you know, I want to do this fast. What I'll explain to you is how multiplayer combat works. And don't take this as demeaning. So So what you need to do when you fight is you need to have the initial stack that fights as like combat width with cannon and combat width with infantry, but a little bit more infantry. In your case, I guess cav as well. But let's say 32 cannon now and about 25% more front line. So what's that? 8 extra, so 40. Actually, it is 8. Wow, I'm a fucking god. So 40 front line in like the initial stack, and then as your morale hits about 50%, 25%, depending on how fast your units move and how fast your internet is from like delay, then you reinforce with just pure like infantry and cav stacks onto that army. You keep refreshing the manpower. Because if you just def stack, all of your reinforcements will be there and able to go into the fight. But you're going to be, all those reinforcements will be taking passive morale damage. And a lot of them will just, like, the fight will be lost before they get in because all these reinforcements have lost morale from just watching everyone fucking die in front of them. So you need to, like, reinforce at that 50-25% mark. And you, like, it happened with Gaved and shit, but I didn't say it back then because I wanted to win the wars. And like, it happened, that's why even though you had the better quality armies and sometimes the bigger armies, he was just winning. And I was just winning when I was with him. Because you were just def stacking everything on, while meanwhile we were refreshing the morale over and over and over. So that's what you need to do for this fight. Like, take it slower, don't just fucking chuck 200k on. Especially with vassals, maybe like have 1k that they can attach to, and then just use that army as the vassal army that goes in, or they can just do the fucking whatever. Honestly, vassals are just a wild card. Yes. Your next idea group, which you haven't got yet. Holy... Wait, what the fuck? Wait, no, I'm high. Am I high? I'm high. Okay. Never touched drugs in my life that I'm high. Next idea group should be trade, obviously. You could do something else like espionage, but you don't have offensive... Wait, you do have aristocratic, never mind. Do you?
Okay.
Yeah, you do. You do have aristocratic, so you could go for that cav combat. I think the income is more worth it.
Too powerful.
Yeah, trade's too powerful. It's only worth it for fucking what's it called over here because he shouldn't go maritime ever. There is a slight argument that you should just because of Anbennar, and I'm not really gonna argue on this point because I honestly don't know what I would do in this situation because I'm too out of my fucking head at the moment. And well, honestly, the way you beat Anbennar is just have mass landings everywhere, and he can't come to you if he doesn't have this. Because if you siege the stand, like if he doesn't get this, he won't have the supply to get here, as long as it isn't siege. So he won't have the supply to repair his ships over here, so you can just beat his fucking dead-ass ships over there. And then you can just try and naval invade to the best of your ability, and pray to God that Bjarnrik helps with it as well, because that'll give you an actual front line to maybe push from as well. But as it stands, I guess, yeah, quantity of ships would help. You've got a decent amount of combat ability on your infantry anyway. Yeah. But you won't have combat ability on your ships, so it's literally just numbers that you're going to be throwing at them.
Well, maritime quality policy is really strong.
Is it? I fucking haven't taken maritime in a million years. Morale and navies? True. But yeah, no, it's still numbers. Like, they'll still sink just as fast, it's just they'll have more morale to chew through. Right? Yeah. Because ship durability is HP, not morale.
Yeah, but you don't take durability damage until your morale is gone.
Really? Well, the more you know about naval combat. Well, fuck me. Okay, that changed a lot of my perceptions. I always knew it was strong morale, but whatever. Build a force limit, so just hire mercs if you're gonna go balls deep on this war. How much infantry do you just have that's 25k men? There's a bit of infantry in here, there's a little bit of cav, so it's like 4 or 5 on each. 5 there, about, let's say, 8 here, 3 here, and yeah, so that's fucking like, it's not enough to get that number, but I don't know, there's someone somewhere that I'm fucking missing. And yeah, just hire mercs because you want to be at force limit or even over it most of the time to be able to just go in, push this out, win this war, and then focus on ALNR. How the fuck are you gonna do that? Because the Unomi boys need money, and you currently don't have much of it due to your -40, which only half of it will disappear when you get rid of reinforcement cost. You have been shift consolidating though, except for that stack. Saved you 0.2, 0.4 ducats there. A58. Alright, so A58 on the other hand is on the why can't I merge selected units? In the same oh, because I selected that one as well. Cool. Oh shit, you need a run. They are running. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a shit ton of manpower, but it's gonna take 70k to reinforce. Oh shit. Before I say that, get rid of the cav. Get rid of the cav. It's sucking up manpower that you don't need right now. Just get rid of them. Fuck them. It's money. I mean, you have plenty of money, so you... Yeah, no. Still fuck them. Keep a... Delete a bunch of these infantry that are, like, not at full strength. Let's say, seriously, how many fucking... It's all 50 in here, right? So... Wait, it's all 70, right? Yeah, so... Let's say... Get down to, like... As an estimate, hypothetically, just get to 40, delete these fuckers. Get under force limit for a little bit, that'll increase your income by 20 ducats, and you can recruit mercs, and then you've only got 10k to reinforce, then you just come straight back in, you hit him again. He's still got 25k, and he doesn't have as many to disenforce, he has way less manpower than you, so you just come back in, hit him again, drain that manpower down. He still has a shit ton of professionalism to go through as well, as do you, but you've got so many men that you have to reinforce, that you may as well just fucking hire mercs, honestly. Oh, but you've got so much professionalism that you'll lose. How much is fucking hiring a merc cost?
I think it's 5 professionals.
5? Sounds about right.
Typically,
this is
it's best
holy
to drain
shit!
your professionalism
Before
hiring mercs.
yeah. Look at this fucking... What is that? Why does this person give a female advisor checks? What? 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 Why? Why is that here? Why is it a thing? I guess it's just that way the general's a woman? Okay. Okay, just seems like an unneeded tooltip. You could get this cannon combat, I guess. That only applies... It doesn't apply to the general, right? It only applies to the units.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Get the, you could get this guy for the negative 15% shock damage, which a lot of his damage will be shock damage because he has so much fucking cav. Because he's going, like, heavy cav. So this merc company will actually be pretty decent. Also a note for Mordred, if he's still watching, is you have so much cav and you're pouring it all in one fight that it isn't making advantage of the flanking ability. Because there's just going to be so much of it that isn't used. So if you do reinforce slower, more cav flanking ability will be utilized, meaning more and more damage. But yeah, so if we drain all of this fucking manpower to the cheesiest extent you can go, 800k manpower, and then just recruit mercs for days, just recruit, like, I guess only one merc at this time, and then go right back in. It'll cost, if you waited, I guess you could wait a few months with those like 70k, because okay, there'll be 100 men reinforced in a month, and there's 70 divisions, so that's 7,000 men who reinforce, so that's 7 full divisions that will reinforce. If you wait 2 to 3 months before reinforcing, that's 27 divisions if you consolidate them, that'll be fully reinforced, and then you hire mercs. I think that's a smarter option than just deleting them all. Probably. That's my gut feeling. We'll see what actually happens. Gotta make sure there isn't better units. Yeah, right. Wow, the cannons are worse fire damage than the fucking gnomish infantry. Are you kidding me? God. Well, pips, not damage. Okay. I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing for all these nations, just warship, because like, oh, build manufactories, woo! Oh wait, you're in a war and you need to spend your money on armies? Guess you shouldn't. You've got a university on every province, which is pretty solid. Devin, I assume, is pretty... Can you, like... Okay. Ah! There we go. 20 is all round, 20 is all round. Yeah, you've got everything at 20, you're starting to go to 30 now. Just make sure when you do dev that... Holy fuck, what is this? Is this trade power? Manpower? Yeah, this is trade power. My fucking eyes decided to just go, yeah, nah.
That's something Mordred could actually do.
Right.
True.
True. Nope. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I didn't click on him. Okay, yeah, he's got it enabled. Fair enough. He's got this trade power, which, honestly, I don't think it does, like, jack shit, to be quite honest. Because I turned on my trade power up here ages ago, and it decreased the amount that was being pulled out by 0.8 ducats when I put it on, like, 3 states that all had the centers of trade. So I just think it does, like, fucking not enough. I think trade is just so busted in general for everyone. I could be very well wrong, but I don't know. Why is this guy still alive? Oh, it's a vassal. Okay. I need to turn up my music, though. Alright, so... yeah. Demiria just needs to focus on drain the Laurent manpower, which is still has a shit ton to go, as he has 800k in the bank with his professionalism. And I mean, or you could try to peace out with him and get him to focus on Aelenar, which is what I would be trying to do, doing 100%. He won't accept it at all. That is, I know that from just knowing that he won't accept it, but you can definitely try. Like, oh, I'll pay you money, I'll pay the gnomes money if you just, like, fuck off and deal with the genocidal elves, alright? Yeah, okay, cool. At least you can try to do that. And then you can just come over, focus on the east, and... yeah. Cool. Tag A45. Very comprehensive guide, review, I know. God, this one's a little too loud now. Islor. Okay, I'm gonna do all of these because honestly, like, they've got so little provinces that, like, you should build manufactories and workshops in your, like, 10 provinces. Come on, guys. Like, I can only say that so many times. Your stacks have 10k, 15k, 18k, 8k, 2k. There has to be a full stack of, what the fuck is going on? What is this this discipline? Like, what? So he's got 130% discipline on all these mercs, because I assume these are all mercs. It doesn't say it here, but you can look at the infantry and see. Because it's a mercenary, plus 30% discipline. And they all have their own little modifiers and shit and whatever. That's just the discipline, actually. Unit morale is 6.64, which is his unit morale. Yeah, because those units that you have 7... that's not these guys. 6.3... 7... 7.6, okay. Just, whenever anyone's looking at this tab, the only thing they should care about is the rolls and the general. Because that is all that matters for the underlying armies. Because each unit has its own modifiers. Each unit will have its own morale, its own discipline, and its own merc bonuses, whatever. This top thing is just whoever's general is in charge of the battle. And that's all you should care about on this. You don't look at this right side, apart from, I guess, the numbers, which can say how many are in reserve and etc. But I don't look at that, I just look at the morale. And, yeah, so people who go like, oh no, this guy's in charge, it's probably because he has the best general out of everyone there. And that's it. You don't need to worry that, like, whatever is, who, like, random Hamburg is in charge of the HRE coalition against Prussia. Why Hamburg? I don't know. But yeah. So you need to, like, if you're caring about stats, you hover over the units, and you'll see that there. They'll change way too much for you to actually care. Why are there cannons in the front line? What? Why are there... AK's retreated, 30K's in reserves. Why are there cannons in the front line? Battle. What is wrong with you? Anyway, Istalor, Conwell, etc. You just gotta make sure you reinforce properly. As I said with Mordred, you make sure the front stack has 32 cannons, and also has 44 infantry, 44 frontline troops, and then you slowly reinforce 32 infantry, 32 infantry, 32 infantry, 32 infantry, 32 infantry, 32 infantry. Well, and cav, but you're all weirdos, so you have cav. So you just keep doing that slowly. You don't def stack, which is kind of what you're doing here, but you also just don't have the reinforcement stacks down here. Honestly, Conwell has more reinforcement stacks up here, and it's fucking AI. Is this like you're in... No, okay. Stuff is down here, I assume, to deal with the goblins. Fair enough, I guess. I'll talk about Cannor, and then New Shire. I've heard some wacky things about suicide troops, so I don't even want to really touch on that at all. I'll talk about Cannor and shit, and then I'll ask Sale personally about the goblins, and then I'll just look at fucking and Freezing Rage. Yeah, so Cannor, my eyes, has a few things that they can do. They can go after New Shire pretty simply, pretty easily. They have a truce. Why do they have truce? Why do they have a truce with me? What is... Oh, right. Wait, no. Why do they have a truce with me? I'm very confused. Is it because I called them in on Conwell? It's because I called them in because Conwell was a tech up. Right. So if they waited fucking half a year, they could go in on New Shire with the armies. They wouldn't be able to reinforce the Bjorn Ricky if the Centaurs came. But honestly, if he fails this time, like, honestly, just... He should probably just go find, like, a rope store or something. But the thing is, okay, for Cannor, his biggest global threat to him is the Centaurs owning this land. Which, if Bjarnrik loses enough, like, if Bjarnrik loses this land, rule-wise, until imperialism and nationalism, the Centaurs, like, he can just cede this land, I can cede this land, whatever, third person can go shit himself. third person can shit himself. So he can seed this land and then not worry about the centaurs until tech 22, 23, 24? What tech is it for imperialism?
23.
23? Yeah, so until twek 23. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that until twek 23. So, like, he loses, I was looking here, the 10 ducats there with these two states combined. Look at this. Are you seeing this, Torsion? This is the most aggravating shit of my life. You click on one of these provinces, and it doesn't highlight the whole thing when you have a state view, but it highlights other, like, whole states. It's the most aggravating state that I've ever seen in my fucking life. Holy shit. But yeah, so he loses 5, so what is that, 13? 13.6? So 14, 24 ducats from these. Holy shit, I make a lot of money out of these. Plus, the trade income. So he loses a fair bit of income. But if, like, comes to it, I'm pretty sure I would just ditch those provinces instead of burning my entire nation down to make sure the centaurs don't get in. So he has to be concerned about that if he does go on, like, a southern conquest, or he goes to, like, expeditionary over to the west, or he goes to into the mountains to fight Ernat Vir, or expedition against Verkau Gulen, or whatever the fuck happens and what he does. He just has to be wary of that little thing, and then that's his game, really. He just has to make sure that all of his threats are below him and not above him. How he does that, I don't fucking know. He's nearly finished defensive, which will give him shit policies. Shit for brain policies, I'm pretty sure. Economic, defensive, national unrest, woo! National unrest, woo! Gets the merchant thingo here, but he's in a fucking, like, horrible node thingo. Torsion said, is it this one that he collects in to gain 20 ducats of income?
Yep.
This one? Yeah, he collects here to gain 20 ducats of income instead of pushing it to his dear old ally, me. And, I'm assuming he could probably he is collecting that. I'm assuming with this other merchant, he could
push out of West Dorbar.
Where the fuck is West Dorbar in?
Serpent Spine.
This one? Yeah, I told him to push here. Motherfucker. I told him to push here, like, second session or third session. But he just recalled the merchant out of there. And honestly, as it stands, it's a decent diplomatic move as well, just because, the fucking dwarves are allied with the centaurs, who are your main northern threat right now. Like, unless you somehow sincerely hurt my dearest and deepest feelings, which isn't possible in any sense, I really won't be coming south. Especially since I've got enough fucking threats all around me. So you need to just... Yeah, you need to pull trade in here. You need to collect here instead of pushing. I mean, you can still be a great person and push up anyway. I mean, I wouldn't complain. But, that was a weird voice. And, yeah. Cool. High fervor, you've got trade on right now. Fair enough. Trade efficiency. I moved away from my mic, so whatever. It can turn on to a 10% war disc, which is fine. Still go to insane morale. You've got orc pips, I think, right? Warg riders, leather cannons. Yeah, you've got orcs right now, who have better fire pips than humans. I'm sorry, what? That's not infantry. Holy shit. When do humans get good? Like, why didn't I just switch to fucking orc? What the hell? They lose pips here, but, like, they gain shock damage. Cool. They gain morale damage. Cool. I'd just stay on the fire pips. I'd stay on the Tech 18. Since the only thing that you're really going to be wanting is that 3 defensive pips, like, is just more defensive pips, and you lose a bunch of actual damage pips, like, actual pips for it, especially defensive fire, which against people who are using fire damage is going to be a lot more influential. So yeah. Why did these guys why the fuck are these infantry like better than all wait no, that's the Tech 23 again. Okay, never mind. Yeah, still stay on the Tech 18. Just stay on the Tech 18 infantry. You get an extra 2 pips in your shock category, but so its total overall is infantry is 1 pip better, but it's in the shock category. Which if you see shock damage doing a lot to you, I guess fair enough. But I'm pretty sure fire is going to be doing more. And then here, tech up because it's better. Tech up because it's better. Tech up because it's better. New Shire is doing things with units that is apparently just weird, so I'm going to talk to Zale. Hey Zale, how you doing? You gonna
Hey buddy, how you doing?
how you doing? You wanna talk me through what the fuck happened here, and then I'll say what you probably should do as I
Yeah,
figure out
okay.
what happened.
So we started with I started the war with about 70k because that's just how I do sometimes. And I've spent maybe 80k on manpower. No, that's not true. 70k on recruiting new units. Lost 20k on a cheeky attempt to land in Istralor that Demaria said no to.
Fair
I don't know
enough.
why Victor
Wait, land
would
over
do that
here,
to
I
me.
guess.
No, an
No,
actual
actual
Istralorian
Istalor.
land.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, there's not really much to talk about this war. I'm gonna be peacing out, so
You are piecing out.
everyone knows. Yeah.
Oh, well then, okay, they easy win this against New Shire then. All right.
That's unfortunate.
You sound so stricken.
Yeah. Click on the war. Click on the war down there below.
Negative
And hover
60%.
hover over the losses that we've incurred. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna
Yeah.
lose. So just explain what the fuck is happening. Why has he lost 520k?
He not to throw him under the rug.
Yeah.
He was having some good times that particular night, and let's just say he was overly fond of the drink at that particular moment, and
Okay.
decided to do
My
many
brain,
good
my
decisions.
brain went to he was putting his dick in the rug that you were throwing him under.
Ah,
So
well, that could be. Hey, there's still room for that, right?
he just looks over like, ah, nah, that part'll be fine. Don't worry, honey. God, I'm a fucking national treasure. Okay. So this entire war is going to wrap up really soon, which means Lorent's war is going to wrap up really soon, which means Laurent is going to focus on the Aelinar war. So everything I said was pointless. Like, I assume Yushai will just hold out to the end of days, but, well, as he'll try to, but it won't really matter. Laurent will then just be 1v fucking 24ing, and yeah, so he'll start trying to do memes against Martian.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's definitely. I hear some shenanigans are going to ensue. So.
Shenanigans against me? Come on, tell me.
Oh, against you, I wish, but no. I keep telling Fal he needs to attack you, but he keeps saying no.
Yeah, Val
I
tells me
don't
that a lot
actually,
of
but I'm
people
going
tell
to.
him that he needs to attack me.
I actually haven't yet, but I'm going to now. But no, I mean, we'll see. Nushire says he made some deals and some wheels, so I'm gonna see what that kind of turns into.
After this, I'm also gonna just question you about one of the Diplo things I heard about you. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, anything,
So
anything else you want to know about the war then?
no, it's fine if
Or
it's
my
over. I don't
situation?
care. Your legitimacy is fucked, but which honestly, my legitimacy was at 20 at the start of last session, and it's
Yeah,
now only at like 80. So have fun with low legitimacy for all of next session.
my options were a 220 with strong legitimacy or a 444 with weak. You can guess which one I went with.
Looks like the 220 to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have revoke up yet. Oh no, you just need to be at peace. Fair enough.
That's
You're
gonna be
above.
easy.
You're above. You're above. You're above. Look at this. 1.4.5. Wow. 1.6. You can change the estate. So you can have 5 things on your estate. So pointless. You can literally just have 5. It's a feature now. This is a decent one. Actually, this is a very good one. And if you're not, I assume you're definitely not going for absolutism.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, well, you need to start revoking shit if you are. And you need to start revoking land if you are. So if you're revoking shit, you won't be revoking land. So it's gonna take a while.
Maybe. Let me.
What do you
let me
mean,
tell you how
maybe?
to
What do you?
do
No,
this.
that's just how it works.
Click the in-state.
Actually, you can click this one.
right
It doesn't
there.
give you absolutism. What?
The up there. Yeah, the sell land and the.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait one
Sell
second.
land. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna just pause the music so I can hear what's happening out there. All right. Yep.
yeah, you sell land. You click the
You lose. Yeah, you gain
call die or
5%.
whatever,
Yeah.
and that gets you.
Yeah, it gives you
above
5.
For,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
that gives
still
you 15%, and that's enough to revoke from all them boys.
gives you
And then
5.
I have
It gives you 5, motherfucker. What are you on?
and sell land. Sell land gives you 10.
Yeah, but you're not
10
gonna
plus
be
5 is
gaining
15.
land, which. Okay.
In peace, I'll be able to see. I'll be able
Okay.
to.
You seize 5%. You sell 10%.
I'll be at 10%, which is totally fine with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're going for absolutism, you won't be getting the estate, like the crown land modifier for it.
Yes, but before
You need to
I
be.
click the sell land, I can revoke a couple of
Yeah,
privileges.
you can
and get
revoke
the
1 or 2.
absolutism.
Yeah,
3. That'll put me
3.
at about
Fucking whatever.
yeah, it'll put me about 25 base right now.
So you can
Once I boost
you
legitimacy
can
and
definitely
whatnot.
revoke these fucking granted land. This granted land one here. You can revoke 57. You can't really revoke. You can revoke this one to, and then you'll be over it. Otherwise, you won't be able to revoke this one and seize land, because 57 minus 10 equals 47. So if you then sell land, you go to 57 again. If you seize, you go to 37, and if you take this away, well, then you can't, because 59% fucking influence, or 49% when this goes away, and 37% equilibrium. 42% with summon diet. So one of these is staying 100%. And I assume it's going to be the Clerical Advisory Council, because it's only -5, or this is -10, as well as it giving buffs.
That would be a good assumption, yeah.
The merchant guilds have fucking a million ones. Free enterprise one would be first, I assume. The enforced dialogue one, is another -5. The indebted merchant guild is gone when you pay off debt. So that's -5, -10, -25. That'll put you to 4. Absolutism. I mean, you can't revoke this one, and I mean,
I can revoke that
prestige.
whenever I
Prestige is
really
always
want.
nice. So
Yeah, I won't revoke that right away, but I can revoke it whenever I want.
So you'll
'cause
go
obviously I
to
won't have max.
You'll go to what was the number, 4 or like 14?
I think it's 16 by the time all said and done. Then I can boost legitimacy if I want to.
And
it's
then,
about 25.
all right, yeah, legitimacy gets it to 25. Then here gets it to 30, and then that's it. Which I don't think is worth it.
Maybe. We'll see.
Because you can't do court and country without it being 50 absolutism.
Oh, you can. You'll just lose.
No.
It'll
One of the
suck.
prerequisites is it has to be 50 absolutism to fire.
Ah.
Yeah,
there
so
you
you can't do that. So, as me and
Thank
Torchman
God
was
that
saying
wasn't the plan.
earlier with these guys, it's probably better just keeping a lot of the fucking like 60% buffs that the estates have, instead of going for like a little, like, I guess 3 point something percent discipline and a little bit of admin efficiency. You know? Unless you're going for revolution, which to go for revolution, you probably need court and country to bump the max up high enough. Right? So unless you're like reforming into a theocracy which doesn't give a negative to this, but this doesn't give a negative, so I don't know what I'm on about. So don't really see how you're gonna get more absolutism, but that's fine. Alright, let's skip Mind Boy just because it's tradition. Tags.
Before we move on,
Yep.
you said you wanted to ask me about a Diplo thing.
I'll do that after. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so trade port thingo. I'm not getting a colony over here because Logan has to drop, so Aratos is coming in as Freezing Rage. So yeah, the things that he needs to do, he has 60 max absolutism. Fair enough. They don't get the negative right yet, so it's only people with factions, just making sure. Yeah, so it's only people with factions that have these buffs removed. He could sell land, in all honesty, because it's 150 ducats, but also because the buffs stay the same. I don't know where the buffs change, to be quite honest. But, I don't know. You can sell it a few times before you even reach your max absolutism, which your max only needs to rise when you get to it. So, like, it doesn't matter if you fucking do shit or, like, give the adventurers, like, another fucking thingo, which, honestly, you can because none of them cost Crownland. Alright. Right. Cool. You can get this, I guess. There you go, it's 75% that does that. And then you can just seize land when these guys are loyal, I guess, which means... I don't know how you're gonna get them loyal. Maybe don't sell land, just give them the 0.5 thingo here. It'll go down to 55 because of that thingo, and then you can do courting country, which can raise it to, I forget the max that it raises it to, but I think around 80, 90? Bet that? Something? Yeah. And then I guess you could tank the mage negative for a little bit if you wanted the extra +5. Which is about, yeah. He has Orcs Embraced, which... Does that mean he can switch to Orc Military? No. How do you switch to Orcish Military? Where are the Orcs? I feel like I went by them. Definitely went... No, they're at the top. They need more than 30% of total development from core provinces. Oh! With the racial majority. Oh. Okay, so that can just go... No. Did he culture convert those fucking provinces? He did. I was wondering where a bunch of his Diplo went. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm building those trade stations. Still got a bunch more to build, which will increase the value a shit ton more, which will increase my money, which will increase your money. Production buildings across everything as well. Universities across everything. Make sure your gold stays up at... Make sure your gold stays up at 10 or 12, depending on how risque you want to be. Yes. Much gold, much well. Eleanor can go suck a dick. Honestly, Eleanor can just... needs to figure out whether it's going to kill these people, whether it's going to work with them, whether it's going to kill the North, whether it's going to work with it, whether it's just going to go full-on into Europe again, or if it's going to just take this. Which, if it's just going to take this, I assume it's then just going to conquer either south or north. So, I think he's trying to be benevolent with these guys, which means either I'm going to have a big fight, or Mordred's going to have a big fight. Work with me, I'm better. So, yeah. I'm a better person. That's what that means, right? Yeah, 100%. So, thing with these guys is, something happened to them. Their corruption got shat on. Their crown land got shat on. They have... Someone has statutory rights. The burghers of statutory rights, not rights. There's a coup that could go on. Yeah, so they need to do, what was it, 0.2 per dev click, so that's 1% per 5 dev clicks, so 10% is 5 times 10, so 50 dev clicks to get to 10%, which is where they should be, typically, but then they need autonomy, because the autonomy is kind of fucking horrible at the moment. -9. Actually, let's look through here. Down, 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 down. The reason I'm doing these clicks is because they're at 109 or like 110, and oh, I didn't mean to do these. Whoopsie. Those are 109 or 110, and they can easily be, so it'll go to -1 because lowering autonomy, oh, that one's an accident as well. Lowering autonomy automatically removes recent rebel uprising, so that'll remove this -100. So all these -99s will then go to -1. Your army, which can go on rebel hunting, can go, oh, -1? Well, you need to recruit a little bit more, but it'll change it all to, like, 0 when it has, like, a fucking actual army stack here. Which you'll start getting again, because now your eco should be semi-fixed. Let's just look at that again. So, what is that? What was it, 12 ducats around that you're positive now? When reducing around 200% autonomy? I assume it was like 20 to 30 provinces, so 200 to 300% autonomy. So 9 ducat increase in income for you need to recruit a few troops because there'll be a few -1s, which will then just go down anyway because actually they won't go down. They'll just be stuck at -1 for a bit until the reduced autonomy is away. That's fine. And if you just get an unrest advisor as well, instead of a, like, once you spend money, then you get an unrest advisor, there'll be a -0, -1 for fucking ages. And then, you know, pretty simple, pretty easy. Just conquer people again. Retry the wars, retry the conquest, everything will be fine and dandy. So I think that's your main problem right now, is just literally estates, which can be fixed by, you can't seize land, so just by deving. You're at -% land owned, which is just an astonishing achievement, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, fair. And these guys. So who the fuck did you fail the war against? The big dudes over here. I don't know why you went to war with them. Why the fuck would you go to war with these guys? It doesn't make sense. Like, these three, I don't get it. Unless they declared on you, in which case, you know, it makes sense. Yeah. You can't fabricate a claim on these guys, unfortunately. Because... Okay, okay, so a way to get a war on these guys super easily. I think they have a unskilled mage general. No? They just have a really good general. Is declare on the vassal guys here. Declare on the 2 province minor here. And it should pull in these guys. And then that's a free war without having to fight big red dude. And then you take a little bit off them, or you punch them and, like, get them to remove their alliance here. Then you come in, shoot these guys, etc. Shoot these guys without the extra added 2 people. Who the fuck are these people? Over here? Yeah. So yeah, that's the play. Make sure you reduce your autonomy across all your provinces that are 109. You could do the 105s as well if you want. It's just a little more risky with rebellions, but a little rebellion never hurt anyone. Yeah, cool. I think you're the only person who I've actually said something like beneficial to. I guess I helped Mordred as well, but apparently that war's over, so that doesn't count. Um, Merchants are fine because they're all, yeah, that's fine. Cool. Yeah.